Hello, everyone. Are we live? Facebook is doing some strange thing to me, so I'm hoping that you can see me and that you can hear me. So I just wanted to hop in today and chat to you and talk about getting your message heard. Because one of the biggest questions I get, and one of the main things that people say to me is like, how on earth in this constant social media stream do I get my message and my voice heard? Hey, Tiana, how are you? I hope you had a good birthday. Very jealous of your youth. Very jealous. Looked like you had fun, so happy birthday. Um, so yeah, I'm just chatting about how we get our message heard. And it reminded me of my morning. Hi, Catherine. It reminded me of this morning getting my kids out the door and to school, which is, no matter how many years I've been doing it for, I still find it challenging. And one of the main things is that I have to say the same thing over and over again. So I'm like, pick up your shoes, get your socks on. Have you put your lunch in your bag? Have you put your hat on? Have you blah, blah, blah? Same thing, same thing. And it's really similar with our marketing, with anything we do on social media, anything we put out there. We actually have to repeat ourselves a heck of a lot to be heard. The issue is that pretty much like our kids who have their heads and minds somewhere else, like, my son this morning is totally busy thinking about what's going to happen when he gets to school and who he's going to talk to, and he's trying to like put Spotify on whilst also putting his shoes on. My daughter's trying to make some ridiculous charm to hang off her bag like 5 minutes before we have to leave. And so their minds are somewhere else, which is exactly the same as our audience and our prospective customers. Their minds are often somewhere else. We are multitasking, we're multi-devising. So perhaps you're watching this Facebook Live now, but you're also like scrolling and doing something else, or on your desktop doing something else, or potentially running around the house doing something, or in the office doing something. So our minds are completely scattered and being pulled in lots of different directions, which means for us to cut through, we have to repeat ourselves, which feels kind of awkward. I totally get that. Often and I have felt that before with my marketing. I think, gosh, I'm saying the same thing. I'm talking about building a brand, being clear with your message, and I'm beating my drum and saying the same thing. But for us to become known and cement our brand positioning, we do need to talk about the same thing over and over again. One, for it to sink in. Two, because often we need to hear things in different ways and at lots of different times for it to connect with us. And then three, obviously, because it's super, super noisy. So when we are competing for attention with lots of other things in the world, we need to be saying the same thing with clarity for someone to hear it. And if you feel like you're not cutting through, there's probably two areas that you're struggling with. One is your message clarity. Is it super clear? Have you nailed your brand positioning and your brand story? If you said to me what your business does, could you say it in a really succinct, powerful statement? Now, for anyone who's a member of Stories That Sell, there is two frameworks within there to help you do that. There's the brand story and then there's the brand bio. So you should have that piece nailed. And if you're struggling with it, you can surely, post in the Facebook group and people can help you with that. So first of all, clarity and confidence in conveying that message, because you have to be conveying it in the same way every time. Now, the stories you tell to get that message across might be slightly different. So today, obviously, I'm talking to you about how my kids haven't listened, and I'm relating that back to audience. Now, you might have a story that you tell that cements your message, but the core message, the piece that you want to get across to people, stays the same. So you need to repeat, repeat, repeat until you're almost sick of saying it yourself, but then people will hear it. And the key is saying it with different stories on different mediums in different kind of ways. So, it might be you're using Facebook Live, it might be a story-based post, it might be telling your message through a customer testimonial, it might be telling the message through teaching. There's lots of different ways, but don't be shy and don't think you have to reinvent the wheel and come up with something new all the time, because you don't. You will get far better cut through if you say the same thing and people start to hook onto that. Because if you do the scattergun thing where one week you're talking about one thing, the next week it's something else, and one post, people are kind of like, I'm not really sure if you're the person for me, because I'm not entirely sure what it is that you do. So repetition is the key to clear brand positioning and cutting through. So I'm going to hop off now because I have the joy today of going to the dentist for some major dental work. So for the next 24 hours, I will be probably drugged up and offline, not feeling very happy at all. So I will hop on in the next couple of days when my mouth has got back to normal and chat with you again. But any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Have an absolutely awesome day and take care, everyone. See ya.